Also, today is the deadline for federal agencies to turn over their plans for more job cuts and savings. This is all part of President Trump's order to reduce the size of federal government.
Yeah, we've already heard about mass firings within several federal agencies. Also, the lawsuits that followed by labor groups in an effort to get those jobs back. NBC5 Investigates Bennett Haeberle joins us now to discuss what today's deadline could mean and some other key developments. Bennett?
That is right. A lot of back and forth today. That federal judge ruled that thousands of federal employees must be reinstated who were just fired last month. The judge said today there is nothing wrong with reductions in workforce as long as it's done the correct way.
I'm very conflicted about it. It's a job that I loved and I was great at. I would love to work for the National Park Service, but right now it's not a good environment. The people that are still there are they're left without all the tools they need to do their job.
Beth Schrader has mixed emotions about hearing the news that a federal judge called for reinstating probationary employees who were fired last month. She was among them, a National Park Service employee who's now about to start a new job in the private sector. Just last week, we spoke to Nancy Siegel, who spent a combined 50 years working in and for the federal government, most recently as a contractor. The executive training she helped provide for top-level employees have been among the recent cuts. And she's kept close track of developments, including this, a February memo to federal agencies that they have until today, March 13th, to turn over their plans to shrink their agencies. The memo lays out specific tools for the agencies to use, including workforce reductions through attrition, layoffs, getting rid of real property like buildings, and potentially weighing whether the agency or any of its subcomponents should be eliminated or consolidated.
I do think there are efficiencies to be had. There's cost savings to be identified and implemented. But it needs to be planned, it needs to be strategic, and it needs to be smart. And I would add, I believe that it's important to do it the right way.
And today's homework assignment, by the way, being described as phase one in the Trump administration's effort to reshape the government, another deadline set for mid-April.
So, Bennett, do we know what these proposed cuts are going to look like for us specifically here in Chicago? Because there's so many across.
And the numbers are a bit fluid on workforce reductions, but we know there will be some because some of these field offices are closing. And it's starting to feel like Newton's Law, right? For every Trump action, there is a reaction in the form of a lawsuit to challenge some of these workforce reductions.
Something new every day, it seems.
It does, yes.
Thank you, Bennett.
Sure.
Appreciate it.